This battle ends with my glory on you. God says God message today, God's message now. God, YouTube. My child, I know how tired you are. I see the heaviness you've been carrying, not just for days, but for years. I've watched the way you've kept showing up, even when your heart was barely holding on. I've seen you fighting battles no one else knew existed. Smiling on the outside, but waging war within. You've been faithful, yes, but I also know the fatigue, the weariness behind your obedience, the spiritual bruises from long nights of prayer, from hoping without visible change. From enduring delay after delay while still whispering, God, I trust you. And now I speak to you, not as a distant observer, but as the God who has been with you in every moment. This battle ends with my glory on you. You were never meant to stay in perpetual warfare. I did not design you to live under constant pressure. The fight had a purpose. The valley had a reason, but it was always temporary. You have been through a refining fire, not to destroy you, but to reveal you. And now that the fire has done its work, I am declaring an end to this cycle. The war that tried to wear you down will now become the stage for my presence. The place that almost broke you will now be marked by glory. Not defeat, not shame, not loss, but glory. This is a holy confrontation. Because before you can walk in that glory, I must first strip away the false conclusions you've drawn during the battle. I need to confront what the pain made you believe. The lies that attached themselves to your wounds. The quiet thoughts that said, maybe this is just who I am now. Maybe I'll always feel stuck. Maybe I'm just meant to survive, not thrive. That is not truth. That is not who you are. And that's not how your story ends. You've been in survival mode for so long that thriving feels unfamiliar. But I'm awakening something deeper now. Something more than spiritual coping mechanisms. Something more than mental strength. I'm awakening your soul to truth. You're not the tired, broken version of yourself that pain tried to leave behind. You're still my vessel. You're still called. You're still holy ground. And the battle you've walked through has not reduced your value. It has increased your capacity. Let me say it again. You are not a casualty. You are a carrier of glory. The fire did not destroy your anointing. It revealed it. The wilderness did not delay your destiny. It deepened it. You don't look like what you've been through, but you carry power because of it. There are things I planted in you during the war that cannot be taught, only lived. And now that you've lived them, I'm about to release you in ways that only my glory can explain. This is not about hype. This is not emotional relief. This is holy reality. The war you've endured is not random. The pain wasn't pointless. The resistance didn't mean you were doing something wrong. It meant you were carrying something valuable. And now the enemy's attempts to break you are becoming the evidence of how powerfully I've preserved you. You didn't fall apart. You stood. You didn't give up. You pressed in. You didn't lose your faith. You fought for it. And now heaven is responding. The glory I'm about to pour out will not come through ease. It will come through endurance. But before you move forward, you must let me speak into the part of you that still flinches. The part that braced for another blow. The part that learned to stay small because it felt safer than being seen. I know how the battle shaped your posture. I know how it taught you to pray defensively. But now I'm shifting your stance. I'm calling you out of defense and into dominion. You are not hiding from the enemy. You are walking in the power of the King. You are not avoiding pain. You are being sent with healing. You are not bracing for disappointment. You are preparing for fulfillment. You've seen others rise while you remained in the shadows. You felt forgotten while others were promoted. But I want you to hear me clearly. I was not promoting over you. I was protecting in you. What I'm doing through your life is not ordinary. It required a depth that takes time. But now that the time is complete, the revealing begins. And it begins not with your strength, but with my glory resting on you. So breathe. Let your shoulders drop. You don't need to fight anymore. You don't need to prove you made it through. I know what it cost. I know what you lost. And now I'm about to show you what I've stored. I've stored recompense. I've stored restoration. I've stored beauty that comes after the ashes, joy that comes after the morning, and honor that comes after the long night. I've stored glory not just around you, but on you. This battle is over. And it ends not with exhaustion, but with glory. It ends not with the sound of defeat, but with the weight of my presence resting on every part of your life. You will not walk out of this season limping. You will walk out radiant. You will shine with the testimony that says, God was with me the entire time. And the ones who watched you break will now see you burn, not with burnout, but with fire from the throne of God. This is not a nice ending. It's a new beginning. One marked not by the bruises of the fight, but by the glory that falls when someone has stayed faithful. That's you. You stayed. You remained. And now I'm pouring glory, my precious child. Now that I've declared the end of this battle, now that you've heard my word about the victory I've sealed over your life, I want to gently reach into the places within you that still wrestle. Not with me, but with your unworthiness. You have believed me for power, for breakthrough, for protection. But now I need you to believe me about you. I want to settle something in your soul that the battle has tried again and again to distort how I see you, because I know how the war has shaped yourself. I know how long you've carried the weight of your own internal questions. You've wondered quietly if maybe the struggle lasted so long because of something broken in you. Maybe if you had more faith, if you were stronger, if you had prayed harder, it would have been over sooner. I see how those thoughts sneak in, how they try to take root. But I want to speak to you now, not in rebuke, but in revelation. The battle did not define you. It revealed you. And what it revealed is someone I am incredibly proud of. I watched you stay when quitting would have been easier. I watched you keep believing when the silence stayed long. I saw the days you got up, not because you felt strong, but because you knew I was still God. I heard every whispered prayer. I felt every unshed tear. I counted every quiet act of obedience. And I never once judged your weakness. I never once measured your worth by your performance. I saw your heart wounded but willing, shaking but still surrendered. You weren't being punished. You were being preserved. You are not a disappointment to me. Read that again. Let it break the grip of shame. Let it silence the lie that says you have to be constantly strong to be useful to me. You are not too emotional. You are not too slow. You're not too complicated. You are exactly who I chose on purpose. The process didn't expose your disqualification. It confirmed your calling. You think your faith was small? No. Your faith was real. And real faith endures. Real faith shows up in weakness. Real faith cries and still lifts its hands. Real faith doesn't always look bold, but it always leans in. And that's what you've done. That's who you are. I know you've been comparing. I know it feels like others advanced while you stood still. I know you've scrolled and watched and wondered, God, did I miss something? You didn't. What I'm building in you is not for comparison. It's for consecration. It's for something so uniquely aligned with who you are that it can't be rushed or duplicated. You're not behind. You're being built. You're not left out. You're being lifted up on a foundation that no storm can shake. So come close to me again. Not as someone trying to earn love. Not as someone hoping they've done enough, but as someone who is already embraced. You don't have to bring me results. Just bring me you. Bring me the real you. The tired you, the hopeful you, the still healing you. I know you've been carrying more than you admit. I know you've been leading while bleeding. I know how much you've longed for someone to just see you. Not your role, not your output, not your capacity. I see you. I see past all of it. And what I see is precious to me. Let me hold you again. Let me be your rest, not just your rescue. You don't have to keep moving to matter. You don't have to keep fixing to be faithful. Just come back into alignment. Come back into affection. Let me tell you again who you are. Not just in your gifting. Not just in your assignment, but in your being. You are my child, my friend, my vessel, my image bearer. And I miss your stillness. I miss the way your heart used to lean in without needing answers. I miss your joy when you were simply with me, not doing for me, just being with me. Let me bring that back. Let me restore your simplicity. Let me cleanse the noise and make it clear again. I'm not rushing you. I'm not scolding you. I'm simply saying, come back to where it was, just us. Because I'm not just pouring glory on you. I'm pouring it in you. And what I'm building next will only be sustained by a soul that knows it is safe, chosen, and loved. You're not a soldier returning from war. You're a son, a daughter coming back into the arms of the one who never left your side. And I will not only refresh you. I will remind you. I will rebuild you from rest. This is the invitation not to prove anything, but to let me love you back into wholeness. No pressure, no performance, just presence. I'm here and I'm still saying your name with joy. My child, now that you've let me speak to who you really are. Not the version shaped by survival, but the one I've always known. I want to go back to what broke you. Not to reopen wounds, but to redeem them. Because before I bring you fully into the release I've prepared, I want to clean the residue of misinterpretation. I want you to stop believing that what hurt you was the end of your story. I want to teach you how to see your pain through my eyes, not through the eyes of fear, failure, or abandonment. The truth is, I was there for all of it. Every moment that made you question your strength, every unanswered prayer, every disappointment that made your hope feel reckless. I did not stand back and watch as you were wounded. I was present. And yes, I permitted pain, but not as punishment, as preparation. You asked me for growth. You asked me for strength. You asked me to use you, but you didn't know the depth that would require. You didn't yet see that glory sits heavy on untested hearts. So I allowed the season not to harm you, but to shape you. I didn't cause every heartbreak, but I have claimed all of it. I didn't orchestrate every betrayal, but I have overruled their outcome. I didn't invent the injustice, but I am repurposing the impact because I am the God who wastes nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. Not the delays, not the dark nights, not the confusion, not the quiet cries when no one else was around. Not even the parts you'd rather forget. I've gathered it all and I've woven it into the fabric of a story that won't be marked by loss, but by redemption. You thought the tears were weakness. They weren't. They were evidence that you still had a soft heart. You thought your breakdowns disqualified you. They didn't. They revealed the depth of your surrender. You thought the long nights meant I wasn't listening. But I was closer than ever, holding you in places where no one else could. Because what I was after wasn't your performance. It was your honesty. I don't anoint perfection. I anoint surrender. And your surrender in the silence has become your authority in the shift. Pain has a way of exposing what you truly believe. It strips away the surface. It reveals your real questions and it tests what your heart clings to when answers don't come. That's why I allowed it. Not because I wanted to watch you suffer, but because I wanted to meet you there in the real place, in the raw place, in the honest cries that religion couldn't mask. You let me in. Even when you didn't realize it, your broken prayers invited me deeper. And now I am responding not just with relief but with revelation. What you walked through did not reduce your worth. It revealed your resilience. It didn't make you less. It made you more. More tender, more perceptive, more rooted, more compassionate. And what I've built in you through it cannot be undone. You don't just have a testimony. You have weight. You have history with me. And from that history flows the kind of wisdom that breaks chains. You don't have to explain every part of your journey. The power you carry now speaks for itself. I know there are still questions. Why did it happen like that? Why did they walk away? Why did the door close? Why did I feel so alone? I won't always answer every detail, but I will show you the fruit. And when you begin to see it, when you see the healing in others that flows from your own scars, when you see people set free because you dared to stay soft, when you see the doors open that were once bolted shut, you will know none of it was wasted. I used all of it. Let me speak this clearly. You are not broken beyond use. You are not too far gone. You are not too delayed. You are not tainted by the trauma. You are healed, whole, worthy, and usable. And from this point forward, you will stop calling yourself what the pain called you. You will stop agreeing with labels born in wounded seasons. You are not the one who got left. You are not the one who lost too much. You are not the one who should have done more. You are the one I chose to carry glory after the fire. And yes, you will carry it not with weight that exhausts you, but with presence that sustains you. You will no longer walk with a limp of fear. You will walk with the fire of freedom. Because I was with you in the pain, but I'm also the God who walks you out of it. And this is that moment. The pain no longer leads your story. My glory does. Now, my child, with your identity restored and your pain redeemed, I want to open your eyes to the signs already moving around you, because I am not only healing you, I am fulfilling what I promised you. This is not the beginning of hope. This is the beginning of harvest. You have prayed long enough, cried long enough, waited long enough. The time of only surviving is over. I have marked this season with my name, and the banner over your life now reads Glory, Fulfillment, Completion, Release. You have asked me again and again, when will I see it? How will I know it's time? And I want you to understand this. It's already begun. The signs are not coming. They are here, but they are not always loud. They do not always enter your life with dramatic announcement. Sometimes they come as a quiet peace where there used to be anxiety. Sometimes they come as a divine interruption in your schedule. Sometimes they show up in repeated words, phrases, or moments that feel like coincidence. But they are not. They are confirmations. I am speaking to you now in patterns. When a verse keeps returning, I am highlighting. When you hear the same truth from different voices, I am confirming. When you suddenly feel grace for something you once feared, I'm releasing. These are the ways I guide you into the next step. Not with pressure, but with precision. My spirit has always been your compass. And I'm sharpening your discernment in this season so you can distinguish what is for me and what is merely noise. You will begin to feel alignment in places where there used to be resistance. Conversations that once shut down will open with ease. Projects that once felt heavy will begin to flow. Relationships that had grown distant will be revived or replaced with new ones, sent on assignment. Provision will come in forms you didn't expect. Don't limit me to familiar methods. I'm not just answering prayers. I'm redirecting destinies. I will use means that seem unconventional. And when they come, you will know it was me because it will carry a peace that the world cannot counterfeit. The dreams I planted in you years ago are beginning to awaken again. Not in idealism, but in anointing. You laid them down not because they were wrong, but because the timing wasn't right. And I honored your surrender. Now I am saying, pick them back up. What you once feared would never happen is now being rebreathed by my spirit. Not as fantasy, but as fulfillment. And you will sense this deeply in your sleep, in your thoughts, in your worship. I will stir the things you buried. And I will bring back not only the vision, but the strategy to build it. Expect acceleration. Where once everything moved slowly, now you'll feel me quicken your steps. This won't feel rushed. It will feel right. Like something finally fitting into place. You won't have to force it. You'll simply recognize it. I'm redeeming the time that pain tried to steal. The days you thought were lost are now becoming the foundation for what I'm establishing. You will not repeat old cycles. I have broken them. And what I release now will be new. Not recycled, but revelatory. Be alert for divine encounters. I'm placing you in rooms, relationships, and environments that I have carefully prepared. People will say things they don't know are prophetic, but your spirit will know. I will open doors through conversations. I will align hearts through shared burdens. I will confirm assignments through unity. And you won't have to strive to hold these relationships together because I'm the one building them. Don't be surprised when favor finds you in unexpected places. You don't have to explain your presence. I placed you there. This is also a season of unusual provision. I will release resources that match your calling, not your credentials. I'm not funding your comfort. I'm resourcing your purpose. The provision is already being dispatched. Not just financially, but spiritually, emotionally, and relationally. You will be equipped to carry what I've placed on your life. You will not walk into this next season empty-handed. You will walk in overflow. The battles you fought in silence are now becoming the platform where I will be glorified. People who saw you struggle will now see you stand. Not as proof of your strength, but as proof of my glory. This is not about vengeance. This is about vindication. This is about me putting honor where there once was shame, clarity where there once was confusion, and glory where there once was pain. Watch for the signs. I'm not speaking in riddles. I am speaking in rhythm. Stay close to my heart and I will show you exactly where I am leading. When the confirmation comes, don't hesitate. Move with me. I will give you boldness. I will go before you. And as you move in obedience, you will begin to see fruit where there was once only faith. You will see with your own eyes what you once only carried in your heart. The cloud is moving. My glory is resting. And this is your time. Beloved, as my promises begin to rise from the places where you once only planted tears, as the signs become undeniable and my hand more visible in the movements around you, I want to teach you how to walk this out. Not just in revelation, but in rhythm. Because the battle that once surrounded you is ending, yes, but what is beginning now requires stewardship. Glory is not a wave of inspiration. It is a weight of responsibility. And what I've released over your life will not be sustained by emotion. It will be sustained by faith in motion. You've been faithful through warfare. Now I'm calling you to be faithful in walking in what you once waited for. Start with your posture. Wake up daily with this truth in your mouth. The battle is over. I walk in glory now. Let that confession shape how you begin your mornings. Let it determine the way you pray, the way you plan, the way you perceive. You are no longer bracing for the next hit. You are building on the victory that has already been won. That mindset shift is not hype. It is holy alignment. When your spirit agrees with what I've already released, it creates a pathway for acceleration. So begin your days in my presence, not out of obligation, but out of clarity. Come to me, not begging for movement, but declaring, I'm ready to walk where you lead. Make my word your anchor again. Don't treat it like spiritual background noise. Come to it as your strategy. Come with questions and let me answer. Don't just read. Listen. My word will equip you to discern what looks good from what carries glory. You'll need that discernment now more than ever. Not everything that looks like favor is from me. I will teach you how to measure peace, how to follow presence, how to walk in wisdom. The more time you spend in the Word, the more naturally you'll recognize my voice in other places. Read it, write it, speak it. Let my word shape your rhythm. Create space to listen, not just to talk to me, but to pause and receive. Build silence into your schedule. I speak in stillness. I align your heart when the noise fades. In these moments, I will give you clarity for decisions before they arise. I will warn you when something looks right but carries compromise. I will give you names to pray for, doors to walk through, and sometimes doors to walk past. You are not directionless. I am leading you, but you must slow down enough to sense the direction I'm giving. Move in obedience quickly and joyfully. Delayed obedience can create unnecessary detours. When I whisper, reach out. Do it. When I nudge, wait here. Trust me. Obedience is your access point to momentum. It's not a test. It's a training. Every step of obedience positions you for what's next. You don't have to see the full picture to move. The step I give you today is enough light for now. I'll illuminate the next one when you're there. Stay responsive. Stay tender. Your sensitivity to my spirit will determine your pace in this new season. Worship me in the ordinary. Don't wait for the stage or the service. Let your kitchen, your car, your morning routine become altars. Let thanksgiving rise before you see all the answers. Gratitude will preserve your clarity. Worship will protect your perspective. When the enemy tries to whisper, it's too much. Answer him with praise. When he tries to accuse, worship with confidence. You don't worship because everything is perfect. You worship because I am faithful. And your worship is a declaration. This house belongs to glory, not fear. Fast as I lead you, some breakthroughs won't require more force, but more focus. There are moments I will invite you to shut out noise, to step back from the constant input, to realign your soul with heaven's frequency. That's what fasting does. It clears the clutter. It deepens your discernment. And it invites my voice into the places where emotion once ruled. Obey when I call you into consecration. Whether it's for a day, a week, or just one decision, my prompting is not about performance. It's about preparing your spirit to carry the next layer of glory I'm about to reveal. Watch your relationships. This is a holy season. Not everyone can walk where I'm sending you. Some voices may need to fade. Some alignments may shift. Don't mourn what I'm pruning. I'm not subtracting people to leave you empty. I'm making space for those aligned with your next. I'm bringing people who see the real you. People who speak my language, people who carry your burden with joy. When they come, receive them. And when others leave, release them. You're not being isolated. You're being refined in company. And most of all, guard your oil. You paid a price for this. Don't waste your peace trying to convince people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Don't leak your anointing through overexposure. You don't need to explain this shift to everyone. Let the fruit speak. Let the presence speak. Let me speak. And as you stay close, stay hidden in me. You will walk in sustained power. Not from striving, from stewardship. This is how you walk forward now. Not cautiously, but confidently, not fearfully, but faithfully. The battle has ended. The glory has come. And now I am teaching you to carry it. Not for a moment, but for a lifetime. My child, let me speak directly to the core of your being, into the places where even after victory, you still question your value. Because while the battle is ending and glory is falling, I know that parts of you still whisper, "Am I really chosen for this?" I know how the long seasons of struggle distorted the mirror you've used to see yourself. I know how the enemy tried to make you believe you were forgotten or not as important or somehow too flawed to carry what I've assigned. But I'm tearing down that mirror now. You are not what the battle told you. You are what I have declared since the beginning of time. Mine, called, set apart, trusted. You need to know that your identity is not a moving target. It doesn't rise and fall with your emotions. It isn't reset with every success or failure. Your identity is sealed in me. Not because of what you've done, but because of what I've done in you. You didn't earn my favor. You received it. You didn't fight your way into being worthy. You were born of my spirit, and that birthright is what makes you enough. You've confused exhaustion with unworthiness. You've let seasons of being hidden convince you that you weren't needed. But I never stopped watching you. I never stopped shaping you. I never stopped loving you. Not for who you might become, but for who you already are. You've been defining yourself by what was broken, by who walked away, by how long it took, by what others seemed to receive while you were still waiting. But let me give you a new lens. You are not the delayed one. You're the deep one. You're not the one always behind. You're the one I've been building for impact, not speed. Your heart, though bruised, has stayed open. Your hands, though tired, have remained lifted. You've been underestimated, but not by me. I've seen the resilience in your private obedience. I've seen the purity in your sacrifice. I've seen the quiet faithfulness that others missed. And now I'm calling you into the light, not to perform, but to be revealed. You don't need to become someone else to be used. You don't need to fix everything to be fruitful. You don't need to hide the parts of you that still feel raw. I can use the real you. The one who cries and still shows up. The one who wonders and still worships. The one who has battled internally but has refused to walk away from me. I am proud of that version of you. Not the polished version, not the performing version, the present one. You are my delight, and I will never base my love on your ability to always get it right. I based it on the fact that you are mine. So let me speak into those parts of you that still carry old names. You are not too much. You are not enough. You are not forgotten. You are not too broken. I call you whole. I call you worthy. I call you chosen. You don't have to hustle for belonging. You don't have to strive to stay in the room. You don't have to shrink to make others comfortable. I didn't design you to blend in. I designed you to carry presence. And now that the battle has broken open, I'm releasing you to walk as someone who knows. I am who God says I am. You will begin to feel the shift even in how you stand, in how you enter rooms, in how you speak. No longer second-guessing what I've confirmed. No longer playing small to avoid criticism. No longer waiting for someone else to name what I've already spoken. You carry the name I gave you. And that name carries glory. You are one who endured. One who didn't quit, one who stayed close. And I'm marking you not with the scars of survival, but with the weight of my spirit. Don't fear this unveiling. You're not being exposed. You're being affirmed. This is not about titles or stages. It's about walking as a son, as a daughter, as one who doesn't flinch when purpose calls. I'm giving you your voice back, your boldness, your confidence, your freedom. And you will walk in it, not with arrogance, but with authority. Because authority is not in your performance. It's in your placement. And you, beloved, are placed in me.